Okay, sorry about that. Go right ahead, Erica.
A quick question about the recording. Are you going to be able to record the art screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it. I think I just have to press it on here. That's okay. Okay. So hello everyone. My name is Erica Curcio, and I'm coming in on two screens because I have, so if you see me right now, Beth, can you highlight me or no? I guess it's just a screen.
So I think, let's see, because I have the slides up, let me find you.
Let me just go over the slides and then we'll just
yeah, and then I'll
move past
spotlight
that.
you.
Okay,
Great.
let's do that. Okay, so I will say hello in a minute. What I want to go over first with everyone is the supplies that that we need to have today. So I just want to make sure I see everyone. It really doesn't matter if you brought one supply or another supply. What I want you to learn today is how to do a fun craft that you can keep doing. So if you just want to sit and watch, that's completely okay. And you can watch the step by step of how to do this craft. We're making sun catchers. And what's nice about sun catchers at this time of year, people usually think about them in the summertime, but what's nice in the fall is you get that nice sun. It's a little breezy out, but then you've got this color coming in your window. And so even though it's starting to get chilly outside, you can still have this warmth of this color coming inside your home. And all you have to do is you just put it up in a window. So what I am going to do is go over the art supplies, and I want to figure out how many people have the tissue paper, how many people have the marker, and then that'll help me as I give you instructions. So the first thing that you want to make sure you have is construction or cardstock paper. So if you have it, can you just hold it up on your screen for me? I have everybody in gallery view so I can see. Got our paper. Okay, so for your, you're gonna want two pieces. So do you have two pieces of construction or cardstock paper?
If you needed to, could you fold one in half?
Yes, yes. I will have to just see. You've got it. You've got it. Okay, Ava, you just have that one piece? Oh, you have two. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It looks like everybody has the two, which I'll just show that way. The next thing that you want to make sure is you have that clear plastic bag that's like a Ziploc bag or something that is translucent in size. If you could just hold those up, that would be great. Perfect.
I don't have the supplies today, so I'm just observing. And Miss Beth, I sent you a message also, so you'll know why.
That's totally fine, Nadine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, thanks. That's honestly just even watching. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so Mildred, you have plastic wrap, right? So that's good to know. Okay, great. And then you want to have scissors. Everybody's got their scissors. I need my scissors. A pencil or a pen, that's just for tracing. So it doesn't have to be exactly what I asked. And then adhesive. Are you working with glue or are you working with tape? That's what I would love to know. Okay, from the screen, I see Mildred, you have tape. Eva, you have tape. Judy, you have glue.
I'm just watching today because it's I got a slow start.
Yeah, that's totally fine, Suzanne. Totally fine. I'm just glad that you're here.
Thanks.
You can get the benefits of art making just by watching, which is kind of nice. And then are you working with colored markers? If you have the colored markers, can you just hold them up? Okay, are you working with tissue paper? Is nobody working with tissue paper? Okay, then that's easy. I'm just gonna show the markers. Is everybody okay with that?
Sounds good.
Yes.
Okay. And just to double check, are you using tissue paper? Make sure I don't leave anybody out by accident. I don't see anybody with tissue paper. Okay, markers, perfect. Okay, so then can you highlight me, Beth?
Yes. And do you want your face this time?
Yeah,
Okay.
just for a minute.
Great. Okay, so probably you all now see Erica in a big box on your screen.
Okay,
You're all
so hi.
Hi.
Okay, hi. So I'm Erica, and what you're going to be doing with me is working on 2 screens. So I'm going to be here, but you're going to see me working on these on the screen. And so since everybody has the markers, we're going to work on this one, which I wonder if I put it over here. You can see the color a little bit against the white, the backdrop.
Yeah.
So we're going to use markers today. And if we have time and you want to see the tissue paper one, you can. But if we don't have time, then it's okay. So anyway, so I'm Erica, and thank you for joining. If you want to watch, just watch. If you want to try, if you have any questions, you can feel free to unmute yourself. If I'm going too fast, or if you just need a little bit of clarification, or if you just want to tell us you're having fun along the way, just unmute yourself. And I think what I'm going to have you do now, Beth, is highlight so remove this spotlight and then highlight the art space. Okay. So this is what the tissue paper one would have looked like. And this is what the marker one looks like. So where we're going to start, I'm going to use a brighter colored paper so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to take one sheet of paper and you're going to fold it up like this. And then you're going to take your other sheet of paper and you're going to fold that one as well. Just like that. So you've got 2 sheets of paper here. And then you're going to put one of those papers inside the other one. Perfect. And then what you're going to do with your pencil, I'm going to show you how to make this shape, this diamond shape. But if you want to do a different shape, you can do something organic or something else. You just want to make sure that it's a shape that can be mirrored. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a triangle with my marker. And what's nice is it doesn't have to be perfect at all. It's almost like a mountain shape. And then you're going to do another one inside, just like this. So if I go and I get my Suncatcher again, you might be able to predict where I'm going with this. So this is what we just made, was this top part. Is everybody good at this point? Just give me a thumbs up.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to take out your scissors. And you're just going to cut along that line that you made. And you can take your time cutting. There's absolutely no rush. I love that I'm starting to see triangles on the screen. Triangles, yes. So some of you might be reminded when you're folding the paper like this, if you were younger and you ever made those snowflakes where you fold the paper and then you cut the little organic shapes out and it makes a snowflake. That's what this reminds me of when I'm cutting on a folded edge. Okay, so you've got your outside cut and now you want to do your inside cut. So you're going to cut a hole, basically. And as you're cutting, it doesn't have to be perfect because no one's going to notice if it's not perfect. They're just going to notice the colors in your window. I see yours, Stephanie. Perfect. You, Pete and Victor, you got it too. See that? Yours. I think everybody's at the same point now, right? Is anyone still cutting? No. Okay. So now we open it up. And you can see how I still have the black line that I cut out. That's perfectly fine because we're going to hide that. So no one's going to see that part. What you want to do next is you're going to take that Ziploc bag that you have and you're going to put it over, under, not over, the outline that you made. Make it so you guys can see it on my screen. I'm just watching, see? And then if you have two people, this makes it a little bit easier, but it's okay if you just have one. What you're gonna do is you're actually gonna trace the outline of your sun catcher.
I love you. All night and all day.
So you can see I've got mine here. How's everybody doing? This is a pretty good step-by-step process so far.
I am not doing so well, but I think I better watch and make it later.
Well, what happened?
What happened? I did not get two of those diamond-shaped cut. I got one. By folding a paper in half, I ended up opening that up and it's one. We should have done two thicknesses.
Yeah, do you have another piece of paper?
Yes.
What you can do is you can take one of these and you can trace it. And that's how you'll get your second one. Does that make sense, Judy? I see that you froze. I'm not sure if you're still there.
Now I am. It had some freezing. It's okay.
Yeah, so you can, if you have that other piece of paper, you can do the same thing again and just trace the lines that you made.
Okay.
If you want to try that.
I will mention, in case it's helpful to anybody, if they have tape, they can just like make a little ball of tape on the reverse side and stick it on the plastic bag, and then it won't slip when they draw the edge, you know what I mean, onto the plastic.
Suzanne, you are ahead of me. I gotta catch up.
Just because I'm looking at it, I'm not making it today, but I know it's slippery, you know?
Yeah.
So I just want to say that.
Yeah, great advice. Great advice. So what you want to do next is you're gonna cut out. So Mildred, you're the one who has the plastic wrap, right? Jessica, you have plastic wrap too? Okay, so for you guys that did the plastic wrap, you traced it. Don't do what I'm about to do. You two are good. You're good, just stay where you are. For everybody else that has the plastic bag, you're gonna wanna do what I'm doing. So you're gonna actually cut out, you can do a little bit outside the lines, and you're just gonna cut out that shape that you made in the plastic bag. So I'm just cutting out beyond that border. And then what you'll get after you're done cutting is you'll have two pieces. Mildred and Jessica, you guys are gonna do your second piece after. So you don't have to do anything with that, but you have one piece now. And we're gonna work in that one piece anyway. And then, so when you have this cut out, just give me a thumbs up. Still take your time. I'm just scanning the room.
Should I be cutting it out from this still? Or
you guys don't have to, actually. I think it'll be easier if you do not do that. You're going to work within that outline that you made. Okay, Marilyn, you got yours? It looks like you do. You're good? Okay, perfect. Now, you should have one piece that has a black outline in it, like mine. And you're going to take those markers out now. I'm going to use some colors that you can see. So I'm going to use, I have blue, pink, and orange. What colors are people using before you get started? I'm curious. If anyone wants to unmute and just tell me.
I think I green, but I'll do it later. I might also have pink. So
Yeah.
and actually,
See
I
yours,
bought
Marilyn.
some markers and they're watercolor, I think. Can you do it with watercolor or they have to be permanent?
No, you can do it with whatever. I have permanent markers that I've done it with,
Yeah.
but once it's sealed, I think it'll be fine. It doesn't really matter. That's what's nice about this project, is it's very versatile. Okay. Eva, you have, what color is that? Do you have black? Do you have any other colors? Okay, I have an idea for you. Everybody else has colors, right? Perfect. Okay, so for those of you with color, I like to get my markers out so I don't have to keep opening and closing them. So I've got my 3 markers here and they're ready to go. So what you can do with the color is you actually are going to just put down color sporadically. Do you see what I'm doing? There is no there's no wrong way to do this. That's the best part. So we'll all be doing this and the insides of our Suncatchers will look different. You just can add some color. You're gonna fill this whole area, take your time. If you want to do something less abstract and actually draw something in your area, you can do that. And then Eva, with the black, something that you can do, because you've only got that one color and you want to make sure that light comes through. I'm just looking for my black. You could actually go ahead and draw different shapes in your Suncatcher and then maybe outline them a little bit. But what you want to make sure you have is some openings for the light to get through. So if you wanted, you could just keep doing, I don't know why, I'm just in a triangle mood, I guess. But you could just keep drawing the same shape and the light will still get through it. And what'll be nice about this one is you'll get the shadow of this on whatever surface the light's coming through.
I bet Ed is doing a football based on our conversation earlier.
I'm doing what?
I wondered if you're drawing a football.
Pigskin.
Oh, no football.
Okay, that would be fine.
That's funny though.
There's no right or wrong.
I wish I had thought of it.
Ed, are you doing this with us over the phone?
Well, I'm doing as best I can. It's kind of funny with just the phone. It gets confusing, so I guess I'm half into it.
Okay.
You're a trooper, Ed, to bridge that technology gap.
Yeah, I'd love to have our meetings in person again. I was going to ask you when you think we might be able to do that.
Yeah, I know. I'm talking with
2025.
with others at work to try to figure that out.
Yeah, I would really like to do that.
Yeah, I hear you, Ed. I would too. We will definitely get there.
Okay.
2025.
And if you have any questions while you're going along, don't hesitate to ask.
Oh, thank you. No, I'm not bashful.
What's your favorite football team when you were talking about football before?
Well, now it's the Patriots. When I was young, before the Patriots even existed, I was really into the Cleveland Browns, and they were my favorite team when there were no Patriots. But once the Patriots were formed in 1960,
The Giants
I became a Patriots fan.
Okay.
Okay, right in here.
Mom has to get fancy. Can you hear me?
Well, I sent him the link, but it didn't show up, and I left my iPad at home like an idiot.
Welcome to those who are just joining. I see Howard and Arnie and Polly are here. Great to have you. So I know that you're kind of jumping in the middle, but it's fine to just watch.
Oh,
and
great.
If you do have materials and you want to follow along, that's fine too. And I am recording this, so you'll be able to see it later and try it on your own as well. But we're just glad you're here.
How's everybody doing with their colors? The Ziploc bag.
Is this okay?
If you want to hold it up so we can see what you guys are doing. Oh, I like those colors.
Have to get something to eat.
They're still going.
Have to get something to eat.
All right, so everybody's still working, is what I'm seeing. Does that seem
takes
right?
a while. It seems like it takes a while to really fill in the space.
Yeah, and then as you're using the markers, you might notice that the colors start to fade, so you can always go back and add more color.
Erica, I'm curious if there's kind of a history of where Suncatchers come from. Do we know where they originated?
Yeah, absolutely no idea, but I wonder if anybody in the group has an answer for that. There's a lot of brains in here.
I think it's an indigenous people thing, from the Southwest.
Yeah,
Well,
you might be right, Suzanne. When you were asking, I was actually thinking of, what is it called? An obelisk that tells time?
Mm-hmm.
That's what that's called, right?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with that.
Sundial?
Like a sundial?
A sundial, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that kind of came to mind, using the sun to track time. But so, and then Suzanne said the indigenous part. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm also
Because
thinking about dream catchers.
I think it's, you know, the spirit life of the Southwest Indians. That's what I think it is relating to.
Well, that's pretty neat.
Speaking of dream catchers, has anybody here ever made a dream catcher? No. I made one and it was the hardest thing to make. So it's very, very complicated. Very complicated. Yeah.
I think it has to monopolize your attention to capture your dreams. I think it has to be hard like that a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know, there have to be a few drops of sweat in it to make it real.
Yeah. Yeah, I have one in my window that I made, and I was just amazed by how difficult it was to make. It made me appreciate people who actually make them.
This looks pretty though, what you're making on the screen. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. So
and I was
Suzanne,
with the all black one, what's interesting with that, I'm an artist, and I think it would be really neat to make one with Ben-Day dots like Roy Lichtenstein's paintings. If you only had black and clear, that would be neat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be like a portrait, you know, and have it in the window would be really neat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. People would be like, wow. And you'd be like, I made that.
It's true.
What kind of art? Oh, sorry.
I make all kinds of art, but particularly abstract sculpture and then drawings that you think about before you make the sculpture. So sketches and things.
Okay.
And big things sometimes with all different kinds of materials. And then sometimes I, you know, make smaller things too.
Do you prefer working in 3D?
I prefer working in whatever the situation requires. And so if I have committed to making a sculpture, then I will prefer working in 3D. If I've committed to making a work on paper, then, oh, I'm happy to do that, you know?
Yeah.
But usually my artwork relates to like what I'm thinking about you know, things, and you get to a point where it is about your sort of stream of ideas. And one thing that was mentioned about today is, you know, poetry like and things like that. And visual art is very similar. You kind of get into a space where of your personal ideas, and it's sort of unfolds, at least abstractly speaking.
Erica, I have a dream catcher.
You have a dream catcher, Judy?
Yeah. And it says, legend of a dream catcher. Native Americans of the Great Plains believe the air is filled with both good and bad dreams. According to the legend, the good dream passed through the center hole to the sleeping person. The bad dreams are trapped in the web where they perish in the light of the dawn. Historically, dream catchers were hung in the tipi or lodge and on a baby cradle board.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
And here's one.
Wow.
Oh, that's great, Mildred. Wow. That's beautiful.
I like that the bad dreams go away. I think get trapped in there.
That's very encouraging.
It is.
Yeah.
Is that one that a friend of yours brought you on their travels? I know that you have great things your friends bring you from all over.
I have a bigger one, but I don't know where I put it.
That is really cool. So I don't know if I'm the only person who's been coloring their hands along with them. I seem to have colors all over my fingers now, but that makes me happy that anytime I do anything creative, I get it all over myself. That's just part of what I do.
the signs of a productive day.
I guess.
Now see, that looks three-dimensional just with the dots.
You inspired me. What's really amazing about community art is that you're inspired by other people and by what people say or around the table, what they're doing when you're with them. So I thank you for inspiring me, Suzanne.
Oh, you're welcome.
Somebody just lifted theirs up. I don't know who it was. I saw it very quickly. Oh,
I can't see anybody else's.
I see Mildred's. Ooh, that's wonderful. I like those circle images. And I see Pete and Victor's.
Yes, they're different colors.
Yeah. Are we, is everybody done with the coloring portion? Or I guess, is anybody still working? Nice, Marilyn. It doesn't seem like anybody's still working. I just don't want to get ahead of everyone. Okay, so now I'm giving 2 different instructions. If you are using glue, you're going to take this paper. I'm going to do half of this with glue and half of this with tape because it seems like people either have glue or they have tape. I'm going to start with the glue and then I'll move on to the tape that you want to do. Does that work for everyone? Okay. So you must have like either a glue stick or liquid glue, whichever one you want to use. You're just going to take the glue and you can put it right along the edge of your paper, not your paper, what's this called? Your Ziploc. For you guys that have the plastic wrap, you're gonna do the same exact thing. So I'll do 2 sides of my glue on the edge, and you wanna make sure that's within that black kind of boundary area if you cut outside the lines like I did.
Erica, one question. Oh, are you going to explain with glue stick? Because
I can. Same thing.
I'm finding it's kind of hard to run the glue stick on my plastic. Can I do it on the paper? Just because
you're gonna, you'll do both.
Okay.
So it's just not sticking.
It's just the plastic likes to jump around. But I can do it if I have to. I'll try harder.
Yeah, so with the glue stick, you might just have to really press hard, hold it down, and then you can kind of see like that it's leaving some kind of thing there. Is that any better?
Yeah.
Okay, for my people with tape, if you have double-sided tape, you can just put a strip down. If it's single-sided like this one, hold for a minute. I have a better idea. If it's single-sided tape,
if it's single-sided tape,
you're gonna just do.
I just want to mention, if it's single-sided tape and you only have the glue stick, just take a teeny piece and put it on a corner, and then on 2 corners, and it'll hold it down for people. You know.
Yeah.
Then they can put the glue stick on.
For if you just only have tape, what you're gonna do is you're gonna make it into this little circular shape, and you can put it down on the edge. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. So you're gonna take a strip, and then you're just gonna tape it into itself. So the tape is on the outside, so it's sticky on the outside. And you're just going to put that down on the edge. You'll probably want maybe 3 of them. So 1 on each corner and 1 in the middle for each side.
I think it's interesting the way the dark purpley color or the blue is sort of resisty in your design. It looks very pretty.
Oh, yeah. And then when you go to press the papers together, it sometimes creates little air bubbles,
Mhm.
like this one did.
Oh,
You
okay.
kind of see it. Yeah, it's really interesting. If as you're looking at it, your colors are starting to fade, you can always go back and add more pigment. Does everybody feel confident with the glue or tape? Okay. Oh, perfect. You guys are like Pete and Victor. You're the champions today. So what you want to do next is you're going to take your other, so the people that have the bag, the Ziploc bag, you're going to do what I'm doing. So you're going to take that other sheet. The reason mine has this drying on it is because I was showing how to do the black on it. You didn't have to do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to stick it down. Oops, make sure you're on the right side. Might get a little tricky. But it will be okay. You might get a little messy if you have the glue, but it's nothing that a little water and soap can't help. Okay, so you've got this piece. And what might start to happen, I'm going to show you my other one because the black is in the way. What might start to happen is you notice some little air pockets developing. All right, now we're going to go back to our diamond shape. And what we want to do is we're going to take the side that has the drawing on it from the tracing earlier, and we're going to put that one down first in front of us. Oh, if you guys have the plastic wrap, I'm sorry. You're going to put a sheet of plastic wrap over the one that you just did. And that's how you're going to close yours. Okay. So that one with the drawing on the bottom, and then you're going to put your plastic wrap stuff on top. Mine looks a little confusing, but you're going to put that on top, and then you're going to put the next layer on top of that. And right now we're just making it so it looks a little even. We have to go back and add some glue again.
I like the drawing on top though, especially with what she said about the history of the dream catcher and to catch the bad dreams in it. That's sort
Yeah.
of, yeah.
Yeah, I see that in it too.
Yeah.
Okay, so I figured out how I want to organize it. And what you're going to go back and do is you're going to put either.
We have to go have a wee. I'll be right back.
You're going to put either glue.
Just gonna go to the bathroom.
Or you're going to do tape. So you do the circles again. and you can put that around the inside piece. Just like that. So mine has both, but you'll have either one. And then you're gonna put this guy back on top of it. And then with your other piece that was on top of that, you're gonna flip it over and put the adhesive on this one as well. So either glue or you're gonna do the tape. And then that one will go right back on top. Like that. And then there's one final thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to just cut the edges off. So you follow that part. And as I'm cutting off the extra Ziploc, and then there's pieces of the cardstock or construction paper that I feel as well, but that is totally okay.
Your drawing inside reminds me of for some reason, of Bonnard, the painter Bonnard, because of the way the shapes of the color are. It's pretty.
How do you spell that? I've never heard of that person.
Bonnard. He was an impressionist painter.
Huh. I'm gonna look that up.
He did a lot of paintings of women in bathtubs, but it's very, very nice paintings though, and the color sort of it's very atmospheric and interesting, and there's something about the way you've drawn that reminds me of him.
Nice. Thanks. Let's learn about new artists. So before I finish, I just want to tell you that if you wanted to try the same exact project out, but with tissue paper, what you'll do is you'll cut up little pieces or rip pieces of tissue paper, and you'll use glue on the Ziploc bag, and you'll do the same closing like you did. So the difference is whatever you did with the markers, your step will be just glue and tissue paper inside. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions about that one? I know it's just a rough overview.
Does the tissue paper break up when you do it, or is it pretty stable when you're putting it down with glue?
So I put the glue down first, and then I stuck the tissue paper to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, can you see on the screen how it looks?
Yeah, but I guess the question is if you do have tissue paper, because you can get that at a dollar store or something, and if you want to experiment with it, do you put the glue on the top of it also or just at the bottom?
You put the glue on both sides.
Okay.
Yeah, great question.
Do these, when you put them in the window, Erica, do the colors change over time?
I made a sample for that picture that I sent you, and then that sat in my window, I think for about a month, and it never changed. I think it might depend on the markers that you use.
Mm-hmm.
But that one, I was actually very surprised that the colors didn't change. So the last step that you'll do later is you want to just put it in your window. And so what I'm going to show you is I'm actually in front of a window. I'm going to move this so you can see the window. See my view of another house. And we can put this in the window. You can kind of see how it looks a little bit different in the window than it does.
That's fun though. You can make different